This is Inside Mside, your favorite podcast for all things Morningside. Here's stories from students, alumni, faculty, and more about what makes the Morningside experience so special.
Welcome to another edition of Inside Mside. I'm Nick Buth, your host for today. Glad to steal the mic from Alex for once. Put him in the hot seat over there. Today we're talking with JJ Marlow, Mark O'Connell, and Tracy Taylor from the Institutional Advancement Team, and Alex Waters representing University Engagement and Alumni Engagement. And they're here to talk a little bit about the upcoming Morningside Madness event. So welcome, all of you.
Thanks,
Let's go through some quick introductions so people can put voices with names and that sort of thing. Why don't you guys start, JJ?
My name's JJ Marlow. I'm a 2003 alumna of Morningside. While I was a student here, I played softball and studied to become an elementary teacher. However, after graduation, my career took a turn, and I have been in the Institutional Advancement Office for 15 years now.
And I'm Mark O'Connell. I'm an 85 grad of Morningside, studied business administration and industrial psych. After that, I spent the first several years of my career in call center management. 6 years ago, this position came up in institutional advancement. Absolutely loved it. Felt like coming home, and that's me.
And I'm Tracy Taylor. I am not a graduate of Morningside University or college, but I've worked here for almost 9 years, and I am the stewardship coordinator in our office.
Well, there's always time too, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Time to get a degree.
I know.
No doubt. From Morningside. And my name is Alex Waters, so I work in alumni engagement, but I am also a graduate. So we got 3 out of 4.
Not
bad.
Bad.
Graduated in 2009 with a degree in political science, and actually been working here at Morningside in a number of different capacities, going all the way back to 2013. So I'm excited to be on this side of the table, Nick. It's nice. You can take that pressure off of me a little bit and be a part of this.
I just hope I can live up to the reputation, the standard that you've created so
far.
far.
You got this. Come on, man.
So I guess let's dive into some questions here. We're talking Morningside Madness, the Day of Giving 36-hour fundraising event. Beyond that, what is Morningside Madness? And who does it benefit? Tell me about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So Morningside Madness is our 36-hour giving event. We always do it right around March Madness, hence the name Morningside Madness. But really it is about engaging our alumni in a variety of ways and kind of spreading your Morningside pride through social media and talking with friends and just reflecting a little bit on your time at Morningside. And yes, it is also a giving event. So students are always the number one focus here at Morningside. So all gifts made during Morningside Madness benefit the Morningside Fund, which directly impacts our students. It could be through scholarships, academic and extracurricular programming, a variety of things, campus life, basically all things that would impact the students. That's what the Morningside Fund supports, and that's what Morningside Madness is raising funds for.
This time around, Morningside Madness has a Reinders legacy theme, a Reinders theme for sure. Talk about what that means for this version of the event, and what's it meant as you prepare for it and as the event actually is going down in a couple weeks.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
Yeah, I'll take that one. As everybody knows, John and Robin have been instrumental here on our campus, and we're celebrating their tenure by kind of dedicating this year's Day of Giving to their tenure and their accomplishments. So we have several timelines of things that they've accomplished that will tie into his dedication to the students. And him making that a priority, everything from athletics to just the buildings and the infrastructure on campus. So it's the same structure. We still have some challenge gifts that people have sponsored, and that will unlock bigger gifts from them. But that all ties into the theme of what the Reinders have done here on campus for us.
I think the biggest difference for me in terms of like planning and leading up to the event is it's been an opportunity to really reflect as someone who didn't attend Morningside and has not been here for his entire tenure. I think, and I'm not from Sioux City, so being able to see just how far we've come. I mean, even if you just look at from a college to university and what that means. But I think the most exciting part of honoring him and Robin through this is engaging some of our younger alumni as well. I think students who actually went here and experienced Morningside through sort of the lens and the priorities of John and Robin, who have seen the transformation, not just of the campus, but of the experience. And for me, I think just, I always say there's this very odd expectation for excellence. And I think for some, that can be almost paralyzing. But at Morningside, it's empowering. And so I think to bring, I feel like John and Robin both espouse that and promote that throughout campus. And it's just sort of the vibe that just happens here instinctively. And so my hope would be that that same expectation of excellence boils over into Morningside Madness, right? Like we have great results because people feel the excitement and they feel the passion and they're motivated by that.
Got it. Yeah. It kind of takes that same energy that is through everything really, and kind of translate it a little bit and harness that and take it to the next level really.
Well, yeah, and it inspires people to step up in much of the way that John and Robin have. You know what I mean? I think is what you're getting at, Trace, that it's very much so of, look at all that they've been able to accomplish over their tenure. And now we are looking to, our students, our alumni, our friends, our family to step up and really pay it forward so that we can go into the next generation and look forward to, the next chapter of everything. So I think, it's a tribute to all of their accomplishments and then looking forward of how we can impact students moving forward.
A little retrospective while we're at it, just for good measure.
Yeah. For sure.
Mark, you mentioned some of the challenge gifts, that sort of thing. Always been one of my favorite things about this time of the year is just kind of looking through some of those. What can I say? I'm a little bit of a nerd, I guess, but at the same time, every video game has those achievement badges, so there must be something to it, right? Talk about some of those challenges. Are there any that we'll be seeing unlocked along the way? Any the cool ones that are just like, oh, that's really neat.
Yeah. Challenge gifts really drive the spirit of Morningside Madness, and we've been blessed to have some incredible donors that, again, at the expense of alienating anybody, to mention some names. For instance, Craig Struve, an incredible philanthropist at Morningside. He's former board of director chair. He's going to kick it off, and the challenges have some different twists, but for the most part, it's just we use that to encourage people to unlock those bigger gifts. So that $5,000 might sit out there if we get X number of donors during this time or during the whole event, or if we get X number of dollars, it unlocks those bigger gifts. So it's really the power of anyone's gift that might even be smaller than that. Maybe you can't give $5,000, but you can help us earn that $5,000 by unlocking that challenge gift. Galen Johnson likewise does one for the athletics departments as well. What are some of the other ones that we've got this year?
This year, there's going, with the athletics challenge, there's going to be a leaderboard. So we're going to see which sport has the most Morningside pride and can get the most gifts from each sport. So stay tuned for the leaderboard for athletics. But as Mark said, some of the challenges are dollar for dollar matches. Some of the challenges are just driven by the number of gifts. So like he said, it doesn't matter if you're going to give $5, $50, or $500. They all matter. And that's really what the heart of Morningside Madness is just be involved, stay engaged, and yes, give back at whatever level makes sense for you as an individual.
That's something that I've always appreciated. I've been a part of it now for how many years has it been going on?
Sixth year.
Sixth year. And so it's cool to be a part of it all along the way, and especially those conversations I've had in the past. is it's really emphasizing to people, it's seeing them where they are and just saying, look, we just want you to be a part of it moving forward, and wherever you are in your stage of life, if you can, like you said, give $5 or $500, wherever that can land, and whatever you're able to do makes a difference in this on this campus and in the students' lives. And so it is one of those cool things just to see even some of those challenges where it's not necessarily the highest donors are getting the praise, but just the fact that people are stepping up and want to be a part of it and be a part of the future.
Exactly.
It's cool.
Another fun kind of story with the challenges, we've had a gentleman from California that really loves this event, and each year he gives to almost every single challenge. So he will make 10 different gifts, 7 different gifts, 15 different gifts, just kind of depends on what challenge he is moved by. And we have people that follow it and want to make sure that we hit those challenges. And I will say, in the 5 previous years, I don't think there's been a challenge that we haven't reached yet. So again, I think that says a lot about our alumni and our supporters, that they do have that sense of excellence, and they want to make sure that we achieve all that we are setting out to achieve, and they do step up year in and year out. So,
and maybe it speaks a little to that competitive edge too, right?
Yeah, definitely.
A little bit.
That excellence, exactly. You think about student athletes and driving for that success, and so making sure that we reach those benchmarks and those goals too, I'm sure, is a huge part of it.
Absolutely.
All those little achievements, like I said.
Exactly.
Getting those
I want the
badges.
badge.
There's something to it. Okay, looking over the challenge wall, I noticed that some of them mention X amount of dollars or X amount of donors in support of athletics or student life or that sort of thing. Can alumni and friends, potential donors, I guess, earmark kind of which category their donations go towards?
Yes, absolutely. So when you go to msidemadness.com and see the format of the website, you can select whichever challenge you want. And if you want to select more than one at a time, you also have the ability to do that. So if your overall gift is $50, you could give to $10 to 5 different challenges. So yes, the website allows you to support whichever challenge you wish.
So I can be like, all right, we need that $3 in student life.
Exactly.
Like that gentleman out in California. What can I say?
Yeah, exactly.
Same flesh. They're cut from the same cloth there. I
That's
guess.
right.
Okay, so this year, as we've been talking around the office, there's a stronger partnership between what you guys are doing up in Lewis Hall in institutional advancement and the Alumni Engagement Office and University Engagement as a whole. What does that look like in terms of March 16th and 17th?
Well, I mean, I can speak to some of that stuff for sure. I think what's exciting about this and the new partnerships, or just even the emphasis on the partnership, is we're saying not only do we want donors or people out in the community or wherever they are across the globe to participate and be a part of this, but we also want to be intentional about getting people hyped up and excited to have stuff here on campus. You know what I mean? Like, you have this energy among the donors, among our alumni and people all over that want to be a part, that are watching those challenge gifts and getting excited or getting those badges. And we wanted to make sure that same energy was felt on campus. And so university engagement, the one thing we excel at is getting people excited about different things that are happening on campus, and really just increasing that awareness, right? Because students should be aware of the impact that alumni and donors are having on their experience here at Morningside. And so really seeing that, being a part of that, understanding what it means, I think then translates to kind of that inherent responsibility to pay it forward, like I said, is that then they understand that after they're established, after they're in their career, and they want to be able to make the same effort or make the same impact that maybe someone made on their life, because these scholarships or these monies really offset a lot of the things that maybe students want, or that supplement their experience and really give them the best experience here at Morningside. Now, conversely, so I mean, that's on campus, right? University engagement will really do well. We have actually 3 different hype stations that are going to be set up on campus, so watch for those. But in addition to that, we're really excited this year to, at least I'm excited to have a focus a little bit about with alumni engagement. and what can we do overall, not just activating donors or people that necessarily want to give gifts, but also just bringing more awareness and excitement about it to our alumni that haven't been engaged recently, or give them at least other avenues to do so. So we're going to be doing a Facebook Live event where we're bringing on some great corporate partners as well as prominent alumni. We're also going to be having a celebration on St. Patty's Day night. And so it'll be a nice little happy hour, a chance for people to get together downtown here in Sioux City and just really celebrate, get to know one another, catch up with one another, hear about what's going on campus, what's going on with Morningside Madness overall, and really pay that tribute to John and Robin and just be a part of it. So I think there are some of those new things that are in store for this upcoming event that people are pretty excited about.
How can listeners that are hearing this ahead of then still get involved with Morningside Madness?
Yeah.
Pick me.
Take it.
I guess Mark gets this one.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about the challenge gifts. For us to accomplish that, we can't spend enough time during those 36 hours to get in touch with people. So we have social ambassadors that we ask for their involvement in. They go on the link that JJ mentioned at msidemadness.com. There's a place that says become an ambassador. And really what we need is we need people to use their social media, whether that be Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, what am I missing?
LinkedIn,
yeah.
yeah.
All of those type of things, to be our voice and to reach out and say, hey, you were my roommate, you were my teammate, you sang with me in choir, I knew you, whatever the case, whatever those connections are, for them to say, can you help us accomplish this goal? And it might be, hey, here's an athletics challenge, we need help, we need 50 more to hit that. And so they're going to get all of their fellow athletes to do it, or whatever the case might be. We need your help because we can't make enough phone calls, we can't send enough emails ourselves to do that. So what we'd like to do is have people sign up early. We're going to send them a free T-shirt that they can wear during March 16th and 17th when they're posting pictures, whatever the case might be, to kind of help us in that hype. Make a gift and say, I gave, and will you give as well? So that's what they could do now to get excited, get ready, and then 16th to 17th be our voice.
Very cool. Beyond this, how else can alumni get involved on campus throughout the year? Are there giving opportunities? Are there things they can do on campus? What else?
Well, I think we both can talk a little bit about, well, all of us could probably talk a little bit about it, but I mean, we preach about time, talent, and treasure, right? And I think it's hitting on all of those different things. So one of the initiatives that really my efforts in career services partnering with Stacey Hayes, but also just really the focus has been, how can we make sure that in addition to the treasures, we're also looking at our alumni's time and talent? And so if they're looking at avenues to get on campus, to speak to students, to be a mentor to our students, there's so many opportunities. And so we actually have some links available. If you hop on our website and go under the alumni profile page or the alumni page, you can update your contact information, make sure we're reaching you, so you know about those opportunities, but also then share, what are your expertise? What are the things that you're doing that are cool that we could share in an alumni showcase to inspire students? Or, if we're looking, we have a pretty robust Don't Cancel Class initiative, which is pretty exciting. And what that means is, hey, if a professor is going to be stepping out or going to a conference or something like that, let's plan ahead and invite some of our alumni back to share their expertise with our students here on campus. And so it's really great to see alumni engaging in ways that maybe they haven't in the past and telling them, look, we really want you to be on this campus, to feel the momentum and be a part of this excitement that we have going right now.
Right.
In addition to then being like, and also we have this event where you can give back monetarily if you choose, you know what I mean? And be a part of the narrative.
Sure.
And I think, from a giving perspective, you've covered the time and talent. And what I think sometimes when we talk about treasure, I was raised in a family where we just didn't talk about money, right? That's kind of hush-hush, you don't talk about those things. But I think that it doesn't have to be treasure $500. It can be treasure $5. whatever is meaningful and helpful to you definitely helps our students. And so I think that can be so intimidating, especially for some of our younger donors, even older donors who think I don't have as much to give back. I think one of the things that we've talked about, so I don't know if we're located in the lovely Crone Center. Do we still call it
Yep,
Center? The Crone. And across is Beaver Rolfs. And one of the things we talk about in our office all the time is that Mr. Rolfs, helped build this beautiful building with some of three of our biggest, I guess not the biggest, majors. And his largest gift up until that point was $25. And I think that's just astounding. And it's not to say that we expect you to give $25 now and leave us a building or help us build a building. But I do think that we say all the time, every dollar counts, and it really does. So while your impact is a little bit greater during Morningside Madness, like any day of the week, you can hop online and make a gift. So don't think it has to be these 2 days. We would love it if it was, because it helps us unlock these challenge gifts that we've already talked about. But really, truly, as Mark mentioned, the social ambassadors earlier, I think that's also a huge part of how you can help us out.
Well, you just never know the impact that it can have on someone.
Right.
Like, gosh, we recently held an event called Ask an Alum, to where we had students sign up that, hey, they would like to learn more about this career field or this type of job or this type of industry. And so we are connecting our students with alumni all over the globe. In fact, we had one of our alumni that's actually based out of Germany video in and meeting with a student. And it was just awesome to hear how inspired these students are from our alumni all over. And I think it's vice versa as well, is that then the alumni can feel great about giving back, and making that difference. And so whether it's, like you said, $25 here, or even just mentorship or a job shadow here, or, leaving a building and estate planning, we all have a role to play.
Absolutely.
And just to piggyback on that, one of the things that I find most incredible and touching about Morningside Madness is that several of our gifts during that time are people's second or third or fourth gift of the year. They may have given their more significant annual gift up to that point, but they feel so compelled and they feel that pride. So during the 16th and 17th, they'll make another gift based on one of those challenges, or two or three, and that's very much appreciated.
I would also say follow social media channels for Morningside. University Engagement is constantly posting things and highlighting what is happening on campus and what our students are doing. And that is really powerful to see on a daily, weekly basis what is happening here, because it is something special for sure.
Yeah. And I want to add too, we have several goals on campus, and Tracy talked about, yes, we have to ask for money. We need that to fund the things that we like. But another goal, if you've ever been called by one of our telethon students, they probably have talked to you about APR, or alumni participation rate. And that we obviously we have a tradition of excellence. We also have a tradition of philanthropy. And we, on average, have about 20% of our alums give back in any given fiscal year. And if you talk to any like universities or like colleges, they're very envious of that. So thank you for everyone that does give and help us out. We use that a lot. It's one of our goals, but we also use it in our grant writing. We brag about that when we go out and talk to almost anybody and everybody, because that's unheard of in our industry. So we're very proud of that. And just, again, thank you for all of you that do that. I appreciate it.
Another one of those, yes, a $5 gift or whatever may not make the biggest difference, every day or so, but you get that participation level, you get that, which
definitely
helps
secure grant funding. And
and I think the other thing about APR that we don't always talk about or think about is that's one of the measures that U.S. News and World Report uses to rank colleges and universities, and we consistently rank in their ratings of I guess we're Midwest universities now. But I just think one of the things that I read and that the three of us know well, just because it's where we live every day, is that those rankings add value to the degree that you have already obtained from Morningside, right? So you graduate, what year did you graduate, Nick?
2011.
So Nick graduated 2011, and as we continue this tradition of excellence through giving and philanthropy, his degree becomes even more valuable because you guys are giving back and supporting today's students for sure, but the alumni giving rate as well. So.
Yeah. Another thing with what Alex and University Engagement is trying to do is, like he said, connect our alumni with our students. So if you have changed jobs, if you have moved, if you have, accomplished something noteworthy, please share that information with us, because it really does help Alex and his team connect our students with the correct alumni. So please make sure you're keeping us in mind when you're doing wonderful things in your life.
Those life changes. It's like,
Yeah.
in addition to maybe updating your, LinkedIn profile or your address,
Right.
you also need to let Morningside know so we can celebrate those things, because we do want to highlight those achievements, but also look for those opportunities to say, oh my gosh, can you please come tell your story to the students here on campus? Because students are always looking for that inspiration or that figure that can propel their career, or get them excited on their career path.
Yeah.
Exactly. That'll about do it. Give us the URL and kind of the 10-second version of Morningside Madness. One more time, just,
Infomercial.
All right. So
20 seconds.
our 6th annual Morningside Madness is coming up on March 16th and 17th. Please follow along and join in. You can follow us at msidemadness.com. And as we said, love to have you on social media, spreading the good news about Morningside and talking about your experience. But every gift matters. Every dollar matters. Everybody talking about Morningside helps. So thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for being here, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.